Worlds Beyond the Human World. Presentation by Metuki Pereira. The Different Worlds. There are many worlds other than the one we are living in now. There are good worlds where you can be happy and live a comfortable life. And there are bad worlds where the only thing that you experience is pain and suffering. All these worlds were understood and explained by our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha. In this presentation, you will learn about the heavenly world and the ghost world. The Supreme Buddha is Lokavidu. Lokavidu is the Supreme Buddha's fifth main quality. Our great teacher, the Supreme Buddha, freed himself from all Brahma worlds, divine worlds, human worlds, and 4 hell worlds by comprehending those worlds in their true form. Therefore, the Supreme Buddha is known as Lokavidu. The heavenly world. The heavenly world is far more powerful than the human world. There are 6 heavenly worlds. The 6 heavenly worlds: Chatu Maharajika, Tavatimsa, Yama, Tusita, Nimanarati, and Paranimita Vasavati. What good deeds can you do to be reborn in the heavenly world? Being reborn in the heavenly world is not a simple thing. It depends entirely on the karma you have accumulated throughout this life and past births. Here are some things you can do in this very life that will help you to be reborn in the heavenly world. Having unshakable faith in the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, being virtuous and protecting precepts, listening to Supreme Buddha's teachings and applying what you learn to your life, be generous and not being greedy, give whenever you can, even if you have little, and meditation, that is keeping your mind with wholesome thoughts. A golden story. Now I'm going to tell you a story about a deity that lives in a golden mansion. I learned this from the book called Stories of Heavenly Mansions, derived from the book of Khuddaka Nikaya, written by our most venerable Pinwas Lokuswamin Vahanse. A heavenly mansion story. Golden mansion. There was a golden mansion that is shining very brightly. It is covered in nets of gold and ringing bells. The mansion floor is made of gold and other valuable gems. There are 4 stairways facing the 4 directions, and all the rooms in this mansion shine brightly. Imagine, Arahant Moggallana visited such a mansion, and the Devata who lives in this mansion told the reason to be born in such a mansion. In her previous life, she built a monastery with her own hands to offer to the Supreme Buddha. Along with the monastery, she offered sweet fragrances, flower garlands, and ointments. Have you ever heard of ghost worlds? The ghost world is one of the bad worlds. Beings that are reborn there are inflicted with lots of pain and suffering. This is because of bad karma they have collected during their past lives. What bad deeds lead to being born in the ghost world? Breaking the 5 precepts, constantly being angry and hateful, having wrong views, wishing for harm and suffering to come to other beings, and being greedy and selfish. A ghostly story. This is a story quite opposite to the one we heard before. This time, we will learn how miserable and painful life is in the ghost world. I learned this from the book called Stories of Ghosts, derived from the book of Khuddaka Nikaya, written by our most venerable Pinwas Lokuswamin Vahanse. A story from the ghost world. A monk sees a group of gods and a group of ghosts. The Deva leading the gods is riding a white elephant. There's a Deva in the middle, sitting on a chariot, and at the end, a female Deva travels on a golden stage. But the ghosts have sad faces and broken bodies. They drink each other's blood. The ghost told the reasons to be born in such a bad place. Ghost. The one in the front, riding the elephant, was our oldest son. He gave alms to monks. The one sitting in the middle, on a chariot, is our second son. He was unselfish and very generous. The female deva at the end was our youngest daughter. She was wise and donated half her wealth. Having done these good deeds in the human world, our children are happy and delighted, shining brightly. But we were very selfish and insulted monks. Because of our bad actions, we are now suffering in the ghost world like withered bamboo leaves. The decision is in our own hands. Any person with a small bit of sense and merit will not lead a life that will result him or her to be reborn in the ghost world or any other bad destination, like hell and the animal world. The pain and suffering experienced in these worlds cannot be put into words. They are made up of utmost misery, pain, and sadness. Therefore, it should be an aim of any person to be reborn in a heavenly world when we leave this human life. As our greatest teacher, the Supreme Buddha, once preached,
Idha nandati pecha nandati kata punyo ubhayatha nandati punyam me katanti nandati bhiyo nandati sugating gato.
The Maker of merits is delighted in this life and in the next. He is delighted in both worlds. He is delighted in knowing, I have made merit. He is delighted even more once he is reborn in heaven. The decision is in our own hands. Sharing merits. I would like to share all the merits that I have collected with our most venerable Pinwath Lokuswamin Vahanse, for writing books for us and teaching us the Supreme Buddha's Dhamma, all Swamin Vahanses for teaching us Dhamma and chanting Pirit, all deities and Brahmas, my parents for encouraging me to learn Dhamma, especially thanks to my dad for helping me to edit this presentation and to write the ending, all coronavirus patients, may they get well soon, and by all the merit that I have collected, may all beings be well and happy. May all beings realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha's dispensation. Namo Buddhaya.